My name is Lisa of Material Girlfriends Patterns, and I wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to do paper piecing. In this new pattern, Living in the Moment, there are lots of adorable little houses to sew, and you are given two options on how to put them together. You can do them in the standard piecing method, or you can do paper piecing. So both instructions are included in the pattern. So for paper piecing, however, it's sometimes easier if it's shown than if read. So with the pieces, you're given a template in your pattern. So you'll want to start out by making copies of your template. I like to make my copies on Carol Doak's foundation paper. It's a newsprint. And what makes it easy is that it's easy to tear apart rather than using copy paper. So your first step after making your copies is to trace the lines on the back side of the paper. And they don't have to be perfect, they could be quick and rough. You'll just want to draw the lines and write the numbers. The reason you want the lines on the back side of the paper is to help you position your fabrics. The cutting instructions for your pieces are in the pattern. I like to start out by arranging the pieces in order as how I'm going to sew them. So you'll see I'll have my piece 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, door 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's all laid out so it's easy for me to grab the correct piece. When you start out, you're going to start with your window piece. Try to center a little flower in the center of my window. I think it makes it look pretty. You're going to position it on the drawn side, and we're going to sew on the printed side. So I kind of position my fabric so that it is in the center, and then I pin it close to piece number 4, which is the door, because my first piece that I'm going to cut and sew will be on the opposite side. So you're going to find the line between number 1 and number 2. You're going to use a card, whether it's a business card, a postcard, a gift card, but you just need a postcard or a cardstock type paper. You're going to fold your paper back, add a 1/4 inch ruler. You don't have to have this ruler, but it makes life really easy. There's a lip on the edge, and it catches that cardstock really easily. You're going to trim off the extra fabric, and now you have pre-cut your 1/4 inch seam, which makes adding your second piece much easier to position. After number 1, we put number 2. Number 2 is the side of the house. So you get your piece that's number 2, and you align it up. You're just going to make sure that you're a 1/4 inch beyond the top and bottom of that piece. Flip it over and you take it to your sewing machine. I like to use an open toe foot because it gives me better visibility. My stitch is either a 2 or a 1.8, but 1.8 is really tough to seam rip, so to start off with a 2. I usually give it a quick stay stitch. Since the seams are not intersecting, it's kind of nice to give it an extra stay stitch. And then I just give it a fingernail press. Now you can press it with an iron, but I kind of like to go faster. You don't need the pin anymore. So now we're ready to add piece number 3. Flip it over, you find the line between 1 and 3, lay your card right at that line, fold your paper back, add your 1/4 inch ruler, trim it off. Now you have your 1/4 inch seam allowance, making it easier to position piece number 3. Right sides together. Peek to make sure you're a 1/4 inch beyond the piece. Give it a stay stitch. Sew on that line. Now you're not going to want to go beyond the line. You're going to want to sew just on the line. Flip it over. Give it a press with your fingernail. Now your next piece that you're going to add is number 4. Now make sure your piece doesn't fold on itself. Find the line between 1 and 4, use your card, fold it back, pre-cut your 1/4 inch seam allowance, pick up your piece number 4, Oops, right sides together. Piece number 5 is your next one. Find the line between 1 and 5. Use your card, fold it back, 1/4 inch seam to be pre-cut. Find number 5, right sides together, sew on the line. The wonderful thing about this process is it is so very accurate. You don't have to worry about your 1/4 inch seam allowance. The pieces are extra large, so it's easy to position. Now you're going to find piece number 6. You put your card on the line next to 6, pre-cut your seam allowance, making it easier to position number 6. This is when we'll put it in fast mode and they'll see go much faster. Already had a request for this. Tutorial. One of the gals is putting together a sample quilt. So I thought, I gotta get this done. My piece was too crooked there. I might have to redo that. Okay, now our little house is done being pieced. The last step is to cut the outside edge. I need a bigger ruler.
Talking about
We'll be trimming it at 4.5 inches. Which is the outside line of the paper. And that's basically all there is to it. When you have all your little houses done, you will put together your house blocks, your little communities. Speed through that portion too. All done.
cut.